Thank you for joining us for the Badass Women in Business Web Summit. Our mission is to unite business owners from around the world to help them thrive in both life and business and soar to new heights. Please give a warm welcome to our next fantastic speaker.
All right, welcome back to the Badass Women in Business Summit, and I'm your host of this track for the Mentor Studio. My name is Donna Campbell, and I am the director and the lead trainer, and I am so thrilled to be sharing with you our next speaker because she is an author, an international speaker, a multiple business owner, and a confidence and self-image coach. She is also a coaching leader for Achieve Systems, which is one of the largest communities and coaching support systems for entrepreneurs and business owners. She helps entrepreneurs, speakers, and leaders to improve their confidence, create meaningful relationships, and to show up as the best version of themselves when they need it most so they can be successfully, personally, professionally, and financially. She looks forward to providing you with some of the necessary tools to become empowered to be successful. So everyone here, let's do a huge round of applause and let's welcome Vanessa Raymond.
Thank you, Donna. I really appreciate it. Welcome, everyone. So good to see you all. Let me ask you this. Have you ever asked yourself, what is the feeling you want people to have when they're in your presence? What is it that you want to share? Give me a show of hands or you can give me a number 1 in the chat if you would like to feel more confident and empowered, right? Yeah,
I think we all do. Yes.
Yeah, don't we all? And now hold that hand up. Put the other hand up if you would like to make others feel more confident and empowered, right? Yes. Yes, and so we got our power pose here, which is the victory pose, and we'll get back to that later. But really, it is so important to be aware on a daily basis of how we are showing up in the world. Why is confidence a thing? Donna, why is confidence a thing? Because if we don't believe in ourselves, how can we expect others to believe in us, right? Mm-hmm. So if you want to make others feel confident and empowered, then you need to show up in that way. Maybe that's not the word that came up for you. Share with me in the chat, what's the word that came up for you when I asked you, how would you like people to feel when they're in your presence? Let me see.
It was so interesting when you said that. And while they're putting those words into the chat for them, I'm going to tell you the first words that came into my mind was safe and at peace.
Safe and at peace. I love that, Donna. For a lot of people, it is energetic or empowering, at ease. Amber said at ease. What else? Anybody else? Jan, what was the word that came up for you? Marge, what did you feel? Sean, how do you want people to feel when they're in your presence? Now, my point with this is that we all show up with a frequency. And I love talking about this because just before me, Sandy spoke, and she was talking about how to step into our joy. And she was talking about the affirmations that she uses. And I love that. Harumi said inspiring. Yes, you want to be inspiring to people. You want people to feel inspired in your presence. So the reason I bring this up is because when we raise our awareness of what that feeling is that we want people to experience when they're in our presence, we have the power to create that by being that. So in order to have other people feel what we want them to feel in our presence, we need to step into that feeling, into that identity. And now that might sound, yes, oh, Tina, powerful and motivated. Yes, yes, yes. Now that might sound like a large order, right? How do I step into that feeling? Well, I'm going to go through a few things with you here today. Today, my goal is really to share some tools, practical tools, actionable tools that you can use on a daily basis to help you step into that feeling, step into that energy. So we're talking about that frequency, that energy that so many speakers have talked about today. I think almost everyone that I managed to listen to a little bit here and there had something to say about the energy with which we show up. And this is really what excites me. Most of you might know or might not know, I'm really from a performance background. I was a musical theater major. I spent 20 plus years of my life on stage performing. And one of the biggest lessons for me was understanding how to bring that energy night after night after night after night.
Yes.
When you're doing exactly the same thing every night, right? The routine is the same. The script is the same. The choreography is the same. The lyrics are the same. It's all the same every night. How do you keep up that level of energy, that level of excitement? How do you get those standing ovations night after night after night, right? How do you generate that? And I'm here to tell you today, it's a decision. And the way this happens for us in business, those of you out there who are entrepreneurs, who are business owners, employees, doesn't matter what it is you do. We are really responsible for inspiring ourselves, for keeping ourselves energized, for keeping ourselves moving. And it is not always easy, right? It can be challenging. Now, I talk about energy in terms of confidence. Confidence is a muscle.
Yes.
The more you use it, the stronger it gets, right? So we need to become aware of what is it that we want to project? What is it that we want people to experience? And how are we going to deliver that to them? And I'm here to tell you that for me, and again, I said I'm going to share 3 secrets with you today. There's a whole slew of them. But number 1 is for me awareness. Really, number 1. Asking yourself these questions and becoming aware of what is it you want? What is it you want to project? What is it you want other people to experience? Because in the end, you are in charge of that. You are the person that controls that. We often underestimate our power as human beings. We are so contagious. So the energy that you bring into a room can spread. And so I often tell the story. I used to travel on cruise ships a lot. I performed on cruise ships for a little while. It was one of the many things that I did as a performer. And I was in Key West. I was in Key West one day, and I was doing this little test by myself because I was busy creating my self-image improvement program called the Victory Factor. And I was doing these little tests. So I'd go around and I'd try things. So this day I walked into the post office. I needed to mail something off. And there was a whole line of people. And naturally, everybody was on their phones, right? Mm-hmm. So I made it my mission to try and make eye contact with one of these people in line. I kept I don't think it was too awkward, but I kept kind of looking around the room and smiling. And before I knew, people started looking up towards me because I was smiling and I was aware, right? I was there. I wasn't on my phone. So I caught the eye of the gentleman in front of me. He looked back, he smiled back, and then we started a conversation. I was like, oh, how's your day going? Blah, blah, blah. Before I knew it, the whole post office, which when I walked in was super quiet, everyone was conversing. Everyone was talking, and there was this energy. So my point with the story is that this is the power that we have as human beings when we are intentional with that. So number 1 is awareness. Number 2 is intention, right? So it's very important to look at what are those things that we want to project. Who here remembers how to tune a radio?
Right. Dialing that in, that frequency to come through.
Do you remember how to tune a radio? Now, we learned as we were tuning the radio, which stations are where. We know which frequencies. Yes, turn the dial and tune in, right? Mm-hmm. So what frequency Because you could tune the radio and you could decide, I want to listen to classical music today, or I want the comedy channel, or I want to listen to a talk show or rock music, right? Or the 80s, or what is it that you're tuning into? But now I want you to ask yourself, what is your frequency? What is the station that people are tuning into when they are tuning into you? Are they tuning into that inspiring feeling? Are they tuning into feeling at ease? Are they tuning into feeling empowered? Are they tuning into feeling confident, right? Now, you might say, what has this got to do with confidence? What I'm sharing here with you are principles of communication, principles of how powerful nonverbal communication can be. And even though we should not really be too concerned about what other people think of us, we still want to be able to have a positive effect on the world. And when we go out with a positive attitude, with this awareness and this intention, we will get positive feedback because we're putting the frequency out there that charges us, because whatever it is, that word that you chose has got to do with what your value in life is. What are some of your values in life? And the things that are our values in our life are the things that tend to charge us as human beings. So you are going out with that intention, and going out with that energy and that intention will draw more of that to you, and will draw those kinds of people to you, those kind of prospects, those kind of clients, that doctor, that partner, that husband, that wife, right? No matter what it is, we create these things in our lives by creating intentionally the energy that we want to bring back to us. Now, how do we create this energy, right? I am a huge proponent of nonverbal communication. Posture and body language are two of my favorite things to talk about. As a physical person, I grew up dancing. I just said I was a performer, right? I learned early on, subconsciously. It's not something that really came to my consciousness till much later, till I really started studying all this stuff and understanding how it all works. But being such a physical person from a very young age, my mind and body were very connected. And I think being intentional, having the mindset stuff going on, which so many speakers today have talked about the mindset stuff, which is so important. But I want to bring to you the body side of things today. How does the way we move, the way we act, and the way we move around the world affect our mental, emotional state? How does that affect how we feel? And yes, it does. Some of you are familiar with power posing and what the effects thereof is. I always say those first impressions. I asked you earlier, so why is confidence a thing? Now I'm going to ask you, why are first impressions important? Why do you think first impressions are important? I'll tell you. Have you ever heard of the 7-11 rule? No, it's not a slushie at midnight, right? The 7-11 rule, and this is in person. This does not really apply to virtual, but it does. It's actually quicker in the virtual world online. But in person, within the first 7 seconds of coming in contact with someone, they have already made 11 subconscious decisions about you. Oh my goodness. Now that's kind of daunting, right? If you think about it.
It is.
Whoa. Yeah. Those 11 subconscious, and we all do that. We do it subconsciously. It's not me going, oh, Donna, I'm thinking this and this and this and this about you. Or, Tina, I'm thinking this and this and this about. No, it's that feeling you get. It's like, either feel like this is a great rapport, you're really getting along with this person, or there's something off, there's something not right, right? And this can be simply habits. We all have habits. We all do things on a daily basis that we are not necessarily aware of that might be projecting a less than desirable image, right? So now I come back to the awareness. So have you ever just looked at what are those things that you are doing maybe that can be perceived as something, maybe you can be perceived as nervous or perceived as grumpy or perceived as irritable, right? A lot of body language habits that we have, we never really sit back and assess and look, well, that's not me being nervous. I know I am a fidgeter, right? So when I go to a restaurant and I take that paper off the straw, by the end of the night, I've twirled it all into little pieces because I love fidgeting. But should I sit and do that in a meeting, that would make someone think that I am totally disengaged and nervous, right? Where I'm not. It's just a bad habit. It's something I do. So I have to become more aware of this habit. And I have worked on eliminating this habit. And I'm even more aware of it when I'm in a professional setting. And I'm like, okay, you do not do this in a professional setting because you might be projecting an image that is not real, right? Now, for some people, it might be true. Maybe they're twirling their thumbs because they're feeling insecure or nervous. My point is, when we become aware of these things, when we become aware of these habits that we have acquired somewhere along the line, and we can learn to eliminate them, even when we are maybe feeling a little less than confident, we can still show up in the best way possible and appear even more confident than we might be feeling. And through doing that, we are instantly improving our confidence, right? So sometimes, and it's not about fake it till you make it, guys. I hate that saying, right? It's not about that. It's not about pretending. It's about becoming aware and consciously improving yourself, right? We all do that. We all do that. All of us who are in this realm, we are constantly doing self-improvement. But I'm asking you to look a little bit at the outer things that we do. Now, why is posture and body language so important? Just like your emotion affects the way your body moves. So when we are feeling sad, our shoulders slump, the corners of our mouths turn down, we look sad, right? That is natural. That is the way. But did you know that by changing your posture and your body language, you can literally change that emotion, that way you feel? And it's scientifically been proven that if you posture yourself in a confident, upright, aligned manner, it only takes about 90 seconds to 2 minutes for the hormonal balances in your brain to change. So now, instead of your body producing so much cortisol and all the things that are associated with sadness and depression, or with being depressed, now, because of the way you're moving, because of the way you're posturing, your body is producing testosterone, endorphins, all the good stuff, which makes you feel better. And that is why, and I'm not saying hide emotions, I'm not saying ignore emotions. We always have to deal with our emotions. But there are times that we have to put that aside. There are times when it's necessary. Maybe you're dealing with a child going through a trauma, right? And you have to keep things together. Your posture and body language is a tool that can help you get through that. And when you understand that, that in itself is amazingly empowering, knowing. The other thing is, when we are posturing ourselves in a beautiful, upright, tall posture, and we are broadening our shoulders, which is the universal signal for confidence, we're not only looking more confident, but we are eliminating pain, because 90% of the pain in our bodies is because of poor movement patterns, because of poor posture. And what does pain do? Pain makes us feel irritable. Pain makes us feel sad. Pain makes us we just don't feel great. It makes us feel horrible. So if you can eliminate some pain, that's one thing. We're aligning our meridians. So we're getting blood flow, we're getting everything to move, as well as opening our lungs and oxygen to our brains. So important to feel better, to feel more energetic, and to move around with more energy and more awareness, right? And more cognitive awareness. So my big share with you here today is, if you can become more aware of your posture and your body language, how are you carrying yourself? Now, facial expressions are part of that. Are you smiling when you walk into the room? Or are you in your head not aware of what's going on in the room? When you train your body to understand the power of your upright, powerful, empowering posture, you're also training your brain to immediately start producing those hormones that make you feel better and that make you feel more confident. So aside from the clothes that you decided to wear, the way you decided to do your hair or your makeup or whatever it is you did to groom yourself for that day, by simply straightening up and taking some deep breaths, you already starting to improve your own confidence by being aware of the energy that you're projecting by changing your posture and your body language.
Yes, and everything that you've been sharing and all of these amazing tips, awareness is truly the key. And as I've been listening to you speak, I've been wiggling around and standing going, where's my confident position to be at? Because I stand a lot when I work. So, but with that, I know you have some free gifts to offer for our audience here. So would you like to share what those are?
Absolutely. So the one free gift is a 30-minute strategy call. And I'll tell you guys, this is really a session where you and I just get to the nitty-gritty. We look at whatever you want to look at, whether it's something in your personal life, something in your business, and I'm going to help you figure out what the image is that you want to present to be the best you, the best business, the best image that you could present to the world to improve your sales or improve your confidence or improve your relationships. See, that confidence piece fits in everywhere, because when we are confident, we are more desirable. We are better at communicating and creating rapport with others. We're better at sales. We're better at marketing. And when we understand what that image is, which I will help you uncover, it is so much easier to step into that better image, that confident image, that where you can feel empowered to do what it is you want to do, to share what you want to share, and to help more people.
All right. And I also know you have a VIP gift to Speak Up and Level Up. So give us some of the key points with that really quickly, because we have to wrap up.
Absolutely. Thank you, Donna. The Speak Up and Level Up program is a program that I created for speakers, and it is really just the basics. It's really for those beginners, those people who are just starting out and they're not sure what they need, how to even create a speaker title, how to structure their speech. And then also I have a template for a speaker one sheet in there. I show you how to create your press kit. How are you going to market yourself as a speaker? And then, of course, how are you showing up on stage to be magnetic and have a positive, powerful presence?
I love it. So everybody reach out and make sure you grab those gifts. If you haven't yet already, make sure that you upgrade to that VIP option. It's only $97. And you guys are going to get so much value out of that with all of the different speakers and their VIP gifts. So go ahead, grab your free bonus offer today and get that at the VIP, because I know I'm signing up because I already did the VIP package when we first started this morning. So with everything. So Vanessa, one sentence, last closing words.
You know what? You can be whatever you want to be with awareness, setting intention, and showing up with that powerful presence through your posture and body language. You will really start experiencing what it feels like to really feel empowering and embody that energy. Find that it's not necessarily empowering, whatever that energy is for you. You have it in you, and the better you feel about yourself and the more you show up with that awareness and that intention, the more people out there you are going to help and serve.
I love that. And those are great closing remarks there. All right, everybody, stay tuned. We're going to be starting again here at the top of the hour for our next speaker, who happens to be L.Y. Marlowe. She's coming in from Panama. And so she's going to be sharing about the fast and fearless formula, mastering and growing your business with confidence. It seems to be a theme of today, confidence and clarity and focus. So I absolutely love it. We'll see you guys just again in a few moments.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for joining us for another fantastic session of the Badass Women in Business Web Summit. We are honored that you have taken time out of your day to spend a little time with us, elevating your life and business to new heights. For recordings of all sessions, plus an amazing VIP gift bundle full of courses and resources from our knowledgeable speakers, upgrade to VIP for only $97. If you have any questions or problems during the summit, email our support team at info@toptiertravel.com. Stay tuned. We have another fantastic speaker coming right up.